Hello, welcome to a new modern video, and let me explain what's going on before this because I have like this and it's terrible and I hate it. So what happened is I quit my job yesterday, and I didn't take into account that I was going to have to give back the screens I was using because they were mine, they were from my employer. So now I had to pull out these like old screens, and they are not 1080 resolution, they are 1050 resolution, so that's a 16:10 size aspect ratio versus 16:9, that's the usual 1080. So I can, if I record in 1650 in 1050, sorry, it sucks, and I cannot really do a good upscaling, and YouTube will only put it as a 720p. This sucks, and I will need to get new screens unless like if somebody has a good solution for this that doesn't involve new screens. Of course, tell me in the comment. But yeah, the answer is I need new screens, like 4K screens probably. Not that 4K is useful for my online or anything, but well. So yeah, I have, this is Arid Mesa, right? Like this is the Arid Mesa screen, just put it like in the background. I wanted to put Lightning Helix because of the colors, but whatever. I hope this is not too terrible, but I really wanted to put this video out today because I don't want to miss any videos, and this is probably going to go on for a couple of days until I find a solution that I like. And yeah, let me like give me ideas in the comments because I'm at a loss, and yeah, I mean I will have to just buy new screens most probably, but you know, it's hard to justify the spending right now. So we're gonna play Burn. I'm not going to tell you anything other than Eidolon is here, and we are playing the full 4 Lightning Helix. That's it. That's like, this is the quintessential Burn deck since like 2019. There's no new cards. Like there's the full Sunbaked Canyons and the Fiery Islet, but they have been around for a long time, since Modern Horizons 1. Apart from that, there's nothing new. Like that's the newest stuff in the main deck. In the sideboard, we have Roiling Vortex, which is newer. Not that new anymore. And yeah, this is like a super old deck. You could play this if you haven't been playing Magic since the pandemic. You could play this. You could have these cards. So let's give it a try. Okay, this is a nice hand. Rather be on the play, but yeah. Wow, this really feels so old school. Can you even read like, it's not that you can usually read the cards, but can you even read them now? I hope so. I'm so self-aware about the video right now. So the idea of playing Burn is, I hope it's going to be like a short, fast-paced video that watching what the cards do and everything's not really going to matter. Burn versus Merfolks. This is like, oh no, this is like so the most old school thing ever. This is incredible. Okay, now we have an island which is heinous for our deck. No, my Searing Blaze. I'm going to kill that and unlock my monastery, I think. We missed a damage, of course, because, well, we had an island. Dishonest type binder. Okay, that's good to know about. Play the island, say go. Okay. Can we get a not that? I'm going to just attack with the Goblin Guide, and if they offer the trade, that's fine by us. So I play the Eidolon first? So I have played the Eidolon first? Maybe. Oh, maybe I should have played the Eidolon. You can counter the trigger with this anti-binder, huh? I wouldn't mind. Eidolon is like so terrible versus them, right? Thinking about it? No, like in general, not specifically right now, but because of Vial and all of that. But maybe it's fine, so maybe I should have played it pre-combat. I will play it now, I guess. So we missed 2 damage there. I was thinking maybe I wanted to Skewer plus Revolt so I could trigger my Monastery next turn. And I hadn't made... Since I hadn't made up my mind, I didn't make the right play. Because I didn't think through enough, right? That's one of the things you really have to do when you play Magic the Gathering. Okay, wow, playing the Vial there is... Well, that's quite something. Okay, what else do you have on a sun? Are we taking more damage? Well, that's a good one at least. If we draw a land, we'll win, I think. Like land, Searing Blaze. Okay, this is not terrible actually. Let me get those in. Now, do I want to go face? I could go 3 and 3, 6. Attack, they block Eidolon. And they're at 2 life, and I have Revolt in hand. I think that's fine. Also, I could not attack. Like, you are 5. Nah, I think getting the Monastery here, getting them to 2 life with double Searing Blaze. Double Searing Blaze means land is 3 damage. Also unlocks Revolt. And with a land we can go Searing Blaze and suspend Revolt. So like you need to have double counter. And I think that's good enough. Not taking into account that Monastery will attack too. So I think we're fine. How we've been on the play this game? Pff, unbelievable. Wizard. Rather than Merfolk. Do you have any creatures that's not a Merfolk? Kira, the Great Glass Spinner? Is that the one? We do have to watch out, like, our life total is low. So if we do not draw a land here, that will suck. Big time. Okay, now, do I want to suspend or do I want to use Searing Blaze? Could attack and Searing Blaze Svelum, kill the master when they block. I could also just Revolt and say, hey, next turn, yeah, I have lethal. I'm going to take 6. They cannot play a Lord right now. They can... Yeah, I think they can have another Tisan's Binder, which will stop my Revolt, but will not be lethal because they cannot play now. I think I'm going to suspend this and just hope for land into double spell next turn. Keep back the Monastery so we may block. Maybe they just go thing and we die. Sorry, this one they have played, but I'm thinking about another one. Ooh, that one is problematic. It's problematic mainly because of the counter ability. Drawing the third Searing Blaze when we already had 2 stuck in hand was a bit unlucky, I would say. But I did miss 2 damage. Remember when I didn't play the Eidolon pre-combat? Because I could have just played the Eidolon, and if they play the Tisan's Binder, I don't have to attack if I don't want. I can choose, but I don't know. They probably would have played it in response, I imagine. Okay, are we dead? We will be dead if they have a way to give us an island, so another Tide Saber basically. That's not a Tide Saber, so technically not dead. I'm pretty sure their last card is a Tisan's Binder. But if it's another Lord and they can violate in, we are dead. If it's a counterspell, we may be dead. Yeah, another Lord. Yeah, dead. Shit. So I think that play killed us. The Eidolon play. Maybe not because Searing Blood, that seems good against a lot of chuchus for Exquisite Firecraft. What the fuck? This cyber is wonderful. Yeah, I'm going to take out Eidolons. I think they suck in this matchup. Like, if they go turn 1 either Vial, Eidolon is like the worst card in the world. So yeah, like this is fine. Okay, let's play better now. I feel I say that a lot in the videos. Wow, this hand is wonderful, right? So turn 1 Goblin Guide and then start killing everything they play. And just Searing Blood. Searing Blood. Kill you. So playing Monastery Swiftspear is almost the same as Goblin Guide because we have guaranteed spells later. But I do believe the extra damage. I mean, like, Goblin Guide is 1 extra damage in the first turn versus not giving them triggers for lands. But I think it's still better to play Goblin Guide turn 1. I could be wrong, but I still think it's better. Also, it's a better attacker as a 2-2 because they play a lot of 2-2s. So we could always offer 1 trade and then keeps like when we run out of Searing Bloods, we could go like trade and whatever. I don't know. Now this is working out like pretty beautifully for us. Ooh, Stern Scalding, huh? Okay, rather get that one Stern Scalded, I guess. Okay, full of Atuk. At some point they are going to have to play creatures, or our mighty Chuchu will kill them. Tide Saber? That one is extra annoying, I guess. Because now we need a land. Again, like it happened the last game. I mean, I'm going to attack, and if they don't block, we're fine. So if they block, we get back our Vantage, and if they don't, they take 2 damage again and again and again. So I think it's not great, but we're fine. Now let's see what they do. If they pass, we will just Lightning Helix their face. At some point they will play a creature, I hope. Or not. Okay, that's fine. Are we going to sacrifice that? Ah no, that's other merfolks. That's not this merfolk. So now they have given us a target for our searing stuff. So as a reminder, okay. Other merfolks get sorry. Other merfolks get the +1/+1, and this one gets the ability to. Wow. Okay. I mean, okay. So this is one of the great cards to have full text, of course, but it reads. It has 2 targets, right? Like the creature and the player, so they cannot really counter it by killing the creature, what have you. But this one has to kill the creature, and then by killing the creature, it deals the 3 damages. So that's why Searing Blaze is a lot better, even though it requires the land drop. But yeah, Searing Blood, yeah, if you don't get to kill the creature, it doesn't die. But with Searing Blaze, you can Searing Blaze a 4/4, it doesn't matter. They will take the damage. The problem right now is without land drops, it's going to be hard. So yeah, we're just waiting here. We didn't play the Goblin Guide because we know about the other Stern Scalding, so I don't think there's any reason to play it. At least we're not getting attacked to death, and they don't have Vial to really play in our turn and so on. So like if this is a creature, we could Searing Blood it if we want. I don't think we want. Maybe I do. Let's be patient here. Because like we really want to kill the lords. Killing a 2/2 for them just to get a Master of the Pearl Tridents or a Lord of Atlantis after this. Or even if they had the Flash guy. That would have been terrible, the Flash guy. Because as I mentioned, Searing Blood doesn't really kill the... Okay, now... Well, I will kill the Lord now. I don't know what happened there, but... I think our opponent misclicked. And like they double clicked the mutable, and so they wanted to add 2 mana for something, but they clicked the mutable by mistake and got it transformed. I think that's what happened here. We draw a land. It's going to be a great turn. Not a land, but we get to attack with our Goblin Guide, so that's nice. They can trade. I don't really care about that trade here. They can also not trade because, well, we have the They have the Lord, so maybe they get the Lord going next turn. Okay. I think I'm going face now. And if we draw a land, we kind of win. We know two of the cards in the hand. We know Lord and Stern Scolding. So land? No. Can get a land. Now we are in a tough spot. So with Barn, you really want to draw the third land and no more. The fourth sometimes to play like double 2-mana spell. But being only on 2 means like you are stuck at one spell per turn. Here, of course, like again, if we draw a land and we can do Searing Blaze plus Skewer, plus the Revel we have in suspend, that ought to be enough. But now they have 5 cards in hand. We know Storm Scolding and Lord of Atlantis, which they didn't play. I really think they have the other Lord, the Flash Lord, the Hexcatcher. They have already played one, but there was a point when they really made me think they had another one. So I have the idea that they may have it. And the way they have played, they could have it in hand. No, there's nothing they have done like, yeah, this was a really good moment to play it, and they didn't. Because like ooh, that's interesting. Okay, why play that as a 1/1 rather than playing it as a full card? Maybe they have Tidesaber, Tisana's Tidesaber. If they do, they will counter the Revel trigger, of course, right? Or maybe they have Force Negation and they want to hardcast it. Let me get you down to 1. Okay, land. Nice. So, cast this. What do they have? What do they have in hand? Stern Scolding, Lord of Atlantis, and the Hexcatcher. I mean, it's not that we knew about that one, but we were pretty sure they had one, and there it is. So maybe they didn't have it, but it's super cool when you have a read on your opponent's hand and they actually have it. So they may not have had it, you know. Should I bring in the Firecrafts now? Like on the draw, my creatures are going to be a lot worse because they have all the Skewer, all the Stern Scoldings and so on. So maybe I go something like this. Yeah, like kill everything, and at some point Firecraft you for 8, and you have no moves because they are uncontrollable. This is a solid hand. Turn 1, suspend like Revolt. That unlocks our Skewer for the next turn. The Tidesaber thing is super annoying, and luckily we can kill it. If it was like regular all Sprincies, it's basically Wasteland. Because like we have no generic mana costs in our deck. It's just all red or white pips, so it's really tough to get an island. I remember back in the days when playing Blue Throne, and you were like, yeah, I will. Oh, we're going to play one creature. Okay. And you really wanted against Barn. You really wanted the Sprincies. It was a legit plan. So please don't make my land into an island. That will suck. They don't. We are in a decent spot, I will say. Which Lightning Helix is nicer? I really like this one. Like it's very cool. I vibe with it. This one is a classic, of course. I like the Ajani one too. The one that Ajani is like. Rrr. Okay. Now what? Suspend this. Say go. Maybe playing that Monastery Swiftspear was a mistake. I should have suspended the Revolt. They only have 3 cards left, but they have another Vial. That's always so scary. Being able to play instant speed Lords and so on, it's so annoying. They have a Tisana's Tiebinder here. We are so dead. Maybe I should have taken out the Revolts then. It's so bad versus Tiebinder. Yeah, maybe that was the right call. Okay, they don't have it. Doesn't seem so. I kind of have to kill the thing, right? Because that will unlock my hand. Also, they could have the Tisana Binder and they could have misplayed it. Like, this has happened to me. This has happened to me on video, right? Like, the suspend trigger was on the stack or whatever, and you say okay, because like, you are used to saying okay, and suddenly it's like, no, I wanted to cut. Happened to me against like a cascade matchup or whatever. Like, you just say okay, and then it's like, oops, I didn't want to say okay. I want to leave my... I think they have something, like a blocker or a supplies blocker or something. Okay. Am I going to like double skewer? I'm going to wait. We'll find a spot for our skewers. They only have 3 cards left in hand. What is this? Hexcatcher? Hexcatcher sucks because I cannot really Searing Blood it. But I can wait. I will kill it because it's very annoying. But I will try to kill it with Lightning Helix. So it's just a 1-for-1. I could go face with it, but... Oh, we're doing that? That's fine. Turning my Lightning Helix into a sinkhole is fine by me. Like, Hexcatcher is going to be annoying, but we are fine trading, I guess. Especially with the Monastery in play. Okay, what do you have now? Another Vial? That's not so scary. Can we draw a land? Just, no, wood or land? I haven't checked how many lands we are playing, but it feels like I'm asking for a land every turn. I think I'm going to attack, get the damage in, and then just go for one of the skewers. This is not the most efficient. Like, I'm going to skewer the thing, this guy. Skewer is great. It's another 1 mana chain lightning, but it's so bad with Monastery Swiftspear. Like, you want to play pre-combat, of course. Another thing, like having brought in the Exquisite Firecrafts makes me happier because it's like, I know at some point we're going to draw 4 damage. That's just going to go face and uncontested. And now I'm speaking of uncontested. If they want to do something now, that's the time for it. But take 4 sounds good to me. I have 2 cards left. If one is Valium, they can Vial it in now, which is actually fine. There's the land. I'm going to play it because of Searing Blood plus possible Lightning Helix. They have to have something, right? Don't they have anything? No blocks at least. Ooh, Tisanas. Okay, we're counter... Force of Negation. What? I didn't expect that one. I was expecting Tisana's Binder. Okay. Get them down to 7? I think so, because now we're getting to the point where we want to use the Sunbaked Canyon as an extra draw. What do they have in hand? Another Vial? Another Force of Negation? Stern Scalding. They could have Stern Scalding. We only have 3 creatures left in our deck. So if they have a Stern Scalding, we are fine. They don't have to play creatures sorcery speed ever, because they have double Another Vial. I'm not going to fetch here. Am I going to try to bait out a Tisana's Binder if they have it, and if not, we are just drawing a card? I think they have a Stern Scalding in hand. That's my bet. Maybe not. Okay. There's something here. Oh, the other Force of Negation, of course. That was the other option, right? For Sonoration or Stern Scalding. Okay, you are going down to 1. I have a Monastery Swiftspear and I have a Searing Blood that's not lethal if you play a creature that survives. But you have 1 draw. So I think we are doing fine. This was a weird game. Double Other Vial is losing 2 cards. Of course, like the mana is awesome and whatnot, but we are losing 2 cards. If we are just trading 1 for 1, you are losing the game with Other Vial. Okay, we got this one. Finally. It has been brought to my attention that a lot of times I say, oh, we are winning this, and then we lose. But not this time. This one is completely... like, this was very, very sure. But I will try not to say that kind of stuff, I guess. Oh, I will. I don't care. Okay, here we are with another solid hand. Like, one of the things with Barn is like, if you open 2 lands, 5 spells, like, all hands are going to be decent. You could open 5 2-mana spells, and that's not great. But apart from that situation, like, every hand is going to be a keep. And that's what you want, right? You really want all the cards. You can kill with 6 or even 5, but that's usually going to involve like double creature, connecting more than once, so you get the extra damage, and it starts to get sketchy. Okay, Flooded Strand. Usually, like traditionally, Flooded Strand Go is something you want to see. I'm going to get a mountain. I know we have Lightning Helix and Boros Charm, but we also have plus double fetch lands, so let's go. Teferi. Okay, let's be aware of Teferi and not suspend Rift Bolt into it. Okay, not Teferi now because they have fetch. So if you want a land, you really want to draw a land, you fetch after Goblin Guide trigger. So, because if there's not a land on top, you will fetch that and increase your odds of getting the land. If you want a spell, you should fetch before. You should. It doesn't really matter, I guess, because if there's a land, it's going to be taken out, and if there's not, main deck Chalice of the Void is annoying. I'm going to get this moment to resolve a Boros Charm. So yeah, Goblin Guide stuff. There's a very cool article by Frank Garsten on that. So usually, like 4-color and this kind of decks are decent matchups. First of all, because they have to take a lot of damage from their lands. They're playing mono fetch lands, so they're going to take an average of 1 damage. I would say they take 1 damage per land, basically. It's very rare that they play a non-fetch land. But the problem is that they have... Usually you just try to land all of your spells and kill them like that way. But now that's going to be hard to do because, well, there's a Chalice of the Void there. So I'm going to use this moment to land a Lightning Rift Bolt. And if we just draw more Rift Bolts, more Skewer the Critics, and more Lightning Helix, and that's it, we'll win. If we keep drawing 1-mana spells, we won't. Nowadays, thanks mainly to Skewer, we have a bit more of burn spells that are not susceptible to Chalice of the Void, but still not great. Okay, Nissa is interesting because now it unlocks the Searing Blaze as a draw. And now it's a race to Omnath. We just draw Skewer here and we go Lightning Helix, Skewer the Critics, we win. Unless they have Solitude and they have to pitch it or whatever. Okay, let's see. So Nissa, for those of you who don't know, it triggers when a land enters the battlefield, and the second trigger gets you an elemental. Or an elf. In this case, it's always going to be an elemental. And now we have an Omnath. So Omnath is problematic. Please Skewer. Okay, now, I mean, we are very dead, I would say. We really needed to Skewer the Critics there. Now they are going to play Omnath, game for life, go up to 6, and there's no combination, there's no single spell that's going to get us out of here. We will have won without the Chalice, but Chalice on turn 2 was way too much. I'm going to concede. There's no point on playing this any longer. Okay, versus them. So creatures kind of suck because they're just going to play. Creatures kind of suck, but Searing Blaze sucks more, I think. Exquisite Firecraft is fine. Roiling Vortex is weird because they only have Solitude as a free spell nowadays. Bringing this in doesn't really do anything for us. Yeah, like, oh, we can kill Chalice of the Void. Big time. But maybe on the play, I think I'm going to keep the creatures. Because we still get to attack, and then they kind of have to pitch Solitude and whatnot. We could keep some number of Searing Blazes, but I think that's going to be more on the draw. Especially because they are the Nissa versions, and they are going to have more targets for it. So like, Searing Blaze is traditionally bad versus control, but it's not that bad. Like, you kind of have targets in every control deck. From Snapcaster to now Nissa, Omnath, Solitude. So it's not terrible, but I think on the play, we really want to go for the tempo. Oof. I don't think this works, right? How many lands are we playing? Sorry, what the fuck is that? We're playing 20 lands? Let's go to the calculator. Okay, so we have... Oops, sorry. What is this? Here. We have 53 cards in deck with 29 lands. We want... Let's say by turn 3, so that's 2 draw steps, and we want 1 land. I don't think that's good enough. It's true that with a second land we're fine, but I think it's too risky. We just want to go... Like, this hand is so much better, right? So let's play the Goblin guide that actually has a map. So it's actually a guide. Well, this has a map too, it just doesn't feel the same way. The attention is more drawn to the lamp than the map. But this one, like, this is a guide. It seems a bit lost, but it's also a Goblin, so you know. We're going to turn to Eidolon, I think. Or maybe... Ooh, they have Halfling too? I didn't realize that. Okay, then in that case, we're going to double Goblin Guide, kill that Halfling. With Halfling, Searing Blaze is coming back in. And on the draw, we don't really want the creatures anyway. Okay. Getting our Goblin Guides to connect more than once, that's just amazing. Now they have Teferian Plains, and I don't know why I hide those. But if we can go even a land to go double, quote, kind of double spell next turn. If this is Chalice, this is wonderful. We have 2 2/2s in play. Our opponent just spent their whole turn doing nothing. Of course, like, at some point that Chalice of the Void is going to be backbreaking, but right now it's not doing anything. Reveal a land and a Fable. Wow, they have Fable too. Okay, I mean, yeah, most certainly bringing in the Searing Blazes back. Okay, so here we're going to suspend this, and if they just go Teferi, oh yeah, they have to have Teferi in hand. They can go Teferi and destroy our Searing Blaze. You are taking 2 for the Teferi, and then you are taking 6 from my creatures. So I think I can win that game if they just tap out for a Teferi here. Also, they have to take at least 1 damage for unless they have a natural island in hand. So we are looking kind of good. There's no Fury anymore for this situation. But they play a lot of creatures. That's more than I expect. Okay, they're taking 1. They can go Teferi Bounce Goblin Guide. I didn't realize that. Still, I think it's fine. Like, take 3, take 2, sorry. Like, now, they cannot even fetch anymore. Okay, why bounce the Eidolon? What do you have that you really want to bounce the Eidolon back to my hand? That's Force of Negation? Oh, they can have Supreme Verdict? But if they have Supreme Verdict, they have to have a non-fetch land. They are 1 life. I don't understand why I can't replay the Eidolon. They need to play something that doesn't trigger Eidolon and that doesn't require a fetch land. So weird. So bouncing the Goblin Guide meant that Goblin Guide was gone forever because of Chalice. And yeah, imagine maybe they just have a Verdant in hand or like a massive sweeper, but what kind of sweeper do you have that doesn't, like, I'm going to hit you for 4, you know, that's... Okay, bringing back the Searing Blazes. I'm going to take out the creatures, some of the creatures at least. I could take out all the creatures, but the problem is this is way too many 2-drops. The only good thing about this plan is that it will make Chalice on 1 much worse. Like, such a terrible play. Let's try. I want to find out. Okay, let's... Well, this is the deck. Now we are a full burn deck, right? Like, no creatures, no... A lot less 1-drops. Since they haven't led on... Maybe I should have Lightning Bolt here, so I could play around Chalice, because that's the only 1 mana spell we have, and if they play Chalice, they are trading for our Lightning Bolt. And since they kept land go, maybe they have a Chalice, but also trying to resolve Red Bolt is pretty neat. Okay, no Chalice. We have seen Flusterstorm, they could have that. So trading 1 for 1 is not great for us in this matchup because we have no card advantage, and they do have card advantage, and also they have Omnath for the life advantage. What is this? Dovin's Veto? Yeah, Dovin's Veto is fine. I'm going to deploy Lava Spike Lightning Bolt here. Yeah. So now, like, if they ever tap out for a Chalice, it's a bit too late. Now they can play Teferi, or they can play Naked Nissa, that's fine. They can play... They have no green mana. That's interesting. They have spent... Okay, there's another green fetch, so I think most other fetch lands are green anyway. Fable, that's kind of nice. Can I draw a 1 mana spell? I don't have many of those, I guess. But Fable is another great target for Searing Blaze. They can have Force of Negation here. They are at 8, and we have 8 damage in our hand. 4 of those are uncounterable, so... Uncounterable is not a thing, right? Like, usually a spell says this can't be countered. It doesn't say this is uncounterable. It's not, I don't think it's a thing. So if this is Omnath, that would be very annoying. Because we are going to have to kill it. The One Ring, that's okay. So Burn the One Ring was one of the reasons to play Burn. Like, we don't really care that much about that card. In fact, like, now they are going to take damage from it. Like, if they play a second one, they tap out for a second One Ring, for example, we're going to be kind of fine. Omnath will be annoying, as mentioned. Okay, are we going to play Omnath with a Windswept Heath? Okay, I mean, I will try to land my Boros Charm now. Well, I'm not saying you should take out the One Rings, but they're not looking great. Are we drawing? We are not drawing. Okay, just pass. Again, Omnath will be backbreaking, but still we are fine, I think. Are they going to fetch? If they have an Omnath, maybe they don't. Okay. So they need a 1 mana spell here. let's wait. I mean, we have Exquisite Firecraft in our hand, which is a great, like, they could have Eithergast, which is a card that has been played in the past, so they could have that. Do I fire up this Lightning Helix? I don't think so. I'm just going to wait and play Exquisite Firecraft. This spell can be countered. Do you have an answer for that? If they do, we keep playing. If they don't, we stop playing. Like, oh, Reprieve. Awesome. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, it's coming next turn again, so they know it's coming. Of course, they didn't attack, so they're scared about the creatures we don't have in our deck. They know it's coming. Now we may go for the Lightning Helix, because then without land we have double 3-drop. Since they are at 1 life, Skewer is never going to be on. Nissa sounds like a great moment to use our Lightning Helix. Is my mouse dying? I think my mouse is dying. No, can you see it? It moves so slowly. No, mouse, don't die on me. Wow, it's totally dying. Can I please target my opponent before you die? No, again, my mouserino. I got this, come on. Yeah, got this. Kill? They can have another reprieve. While they're drawing. But if they have another reprieve, they don't have an answer for Exquisite Firecraft. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yes! Great showing. Ooh, on the play. Have we lost all of the game ones we have played? That's interesting. I think, like usually Burn is a better game 1 deck. But I guess people don't have Cyber Hate anymore. Our opponent has disconnected. They fear us. Inspiring Vantage, Lava Spike, your go. Roiling Triumph, okay. And we are fine playing versus Triumphs, I guess. I'm just going to fire everything at you. Do we want to fire the Lightning Ball because of... Yeah, let's be aware of Chalice. And they usually, if this is 4 color, they usually don't play counter magic in the main deck. So if you just go like resolve all of your burn spells, you win. Before you have to do that before Omnath comes and counters all of your spells by gaining a ton of life. So that's the whole plan here. Yeah. The Ferino is fine. If we just draw spell, we win, I think. Okay, that was a spell, not the one I wanted, but if this connects, I think we're fine. There's a Solitude here that will be more annoying. The problem with Solitude is I really want to draw with Sunbaked Canyon. I think I'm going to do it actually. We will draw a spell eventually. Okay, to trigger our Skewer the Critics. Let's not play that yet. So if this is an Omnath, that will suck. They have Boseiju in hand as another land drop, which they have drawn. So like creatures are kind of a liability. They can really... Okay. They can really deal with your creatures very easily. I'm going to go Goblin Guide again. See if they have another Solitude. I think they just have Omnath in hand. They're going to go Omnath Boseiju, gain 4 life, and we cannot really get back from that. We will see. Okay, that's a good start. But it doesn't matter, they can totally have the Omnath still. Do we have it? Or we don't? That's... And they have a million lands in hand. Boseiju, Steamens, what have you. Okay, meanwhile, we're going to do... If they play a fetch land, it's GG. We cannot get back from +7 life. They just play... I was going to say, if they just play like tap Steamens, right? We go attack, they have to choose whether... No, we're not getting back from this. Like, they can fetch, go to up to 13, we're not getting the back from there, so yeah. We missed, like... We drew double creature at a point we really needed a double lightning bolt. Okay, let's do the same thing as before. I liked the approach, like on the play, do not have the Searing Blazes. Also, like, we don't know if they are playing creatures. There are some versions with more or less creatures, so we don't really know which one we are facing. Okay, I feel like we kind of got dropped that game. Okay, what? So we mentioned 1-drops, 1 land hand sack, but they are a lot better when you have a creature. For science, double creature is usually where you can risk the thing. We have a creature and 2 1-mana spells. Huh. Maybe I should have mulligan. I'm regretting it already. Like, keeping one landers is just so tough. We're getting Solitude. And there's a Leyline Binding. Okay. Halfling? Okay, so is everybody playing Halfling now? Is everybody playing Halfling? I totally regret that keep right now, of course. What? They have exiled Teferi. What are the odds of them having a second one? High, I will say. It's gonna be high. Please don't have an Teferi, no. Teferi will be so annoying right now. Good thing is, we know they have a Leyline Binding in hand, and we are not really going to give them targets for that. Not with this hand, at least. Come on, it's time for a land. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Gimme... Yes. Now what do? We just have to unload all of our 2-mana spells. One thing Barn does extremely good is making you waste your mana. Like, you just have your mana and stuff ready, and I go like, yeah, I didn't play a creature, so now you could not use your mana. Now you are tapped out of blue mana, so you don't have Dovin's Veto up. Hey, here's my spell. So you can really get into like this dance, right? Oh, Endurance, huh? Endurance is a beater. Still worried about Omnath for obvious reasons. Okay, let's wait. Lightning Helix makes Endurance a lot worse. Also, that Endurance, I mean, if they knew we had Exquisite Firecraft, they most probably will have Endurance as, I think. Maybe not, maybe. But taking spells out of our graveyard seems like a great idea if you know we have Firecraft. Okay, take 3. I cannot have to use my mana here, especially in response to that. They have 3 cards in hand, one is Leyline Binding. Time to suspend Revel and wait with the Lightning Helix and the Exquisite Firecraft. So right now we have 7 damage incoming, just with the Revel and the Firecraft. Lightning Helix 2, so we're not doing so bad, right? That one ring did nothing, just 4 mana, go. I'm going to try to force the issue here. We just need to land one of the 3 mana spells. I mean, 3 damage spells, sorry. If we land both, that would be awesome. But I don't think that's going to be the case. How are we winning this game when we missed 2 land drops? We could have reprieve, we know that, but I only have 3 lands. So we won this game. That's unbelievable to me. Like, how? Why? Okay, let's do the same thing we did before. Like, creatures just seem such a liability versus them. We haven't seen Chalice from this player, so that's interesting. Sure, I mean, that Searing Blaze can backfire, but we have seen them bring in even Endurance, so that's more targets. The problem with Searing Blaze is not that, like, it's 2 damage deal 3 is not great, but the whole idea is that if you have a creature, well, it's another 3 damage spell. If you get to kill a creature, it's great, and usually I have always said that if you really get to go like turn 2 Searing Blaze, kill something, usually you are very, very ahead, and that's the kind of games Barn really wants to play and wins usually. Now, let's use this Chalice on one. We have the anti-Chalice hand. Ooh, that's the Lighted Halfling. Okay, I'm going to try and kill that now. Do you have Flusterstorm for this? With your... Did they have Halfling on one? Because they didn't play it. That's most interesting to me. The problem with this hand and this sideboard approach we have taken is that we are not going to be able to double spell with less than 4 lands. Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, we are supposed to have a lot of time in this matchup for those kind of things, so... Let me try to kill another halfling. And then last spike. Sure, you get a colorless mana. They only have 3 cards left. If one is Omnath, that's going to be annoying. At least we have the Firecraft to kill it immediately. But sometimes, like, Omnath edge land is just 7 life, and then you have to kill the Omnath. And okay, that doesn't look like an Omnath to me. Land Eidolon. Yeah, I'm not playing the Eidolon here. I see no reason for it. What do we expect them to have in hand? Not another Flusterstorm, because they will Flusterstorm the Searing Blaze. They could have drawn 1, of course, but it's been 2 draw steps only. So they have to have removal spells. Or Teferis, or something like that. So let's play Boros Charm here. Okay, down to 5. Now I'm going to last spike and then play the Eidolon. Because that last spike resolving puts them at a really nice life total, which is, well, dead to Firecraft, right? Okay, 1 removal spell. We expected that, that's fine. We just want them to not have a reprieve or something like that, or another Omnath. So now I'm going to play Exquisite Firecraft and see if that's enough. Exquisite Firecraft, huh? Winning all the games with Exquisite Firecraft. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Okay. Easy keep. 2 Landerinos. Versus an opponent that's called mtg Modern Brews. Now we're going to see a brew here. I think I'm going to play Goblin Guide first with the... I'm going to play Goblin Guide, yeah. But I'm going to keep that Bloodstained at least a turn in hand. Because fetch lands, when you're playing the full 4 Searing Blaze, fetch lands are so important. Is this another 4-color deck? What on earth? It's happening so many times to me lately that I'm going into a league and I'm playing against the same deck 3 times in that league. Like, this has happened. The other day we play 4 colors and we play against 3 scans. The other day when I played the video for Blue Black Mill and I played versus 3 Rhinos. What's going on, Magic Online? I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Like, of course, it's just a coincidence, I imagine. It has to be a coincidence, but it's so funny. Like, you queue into a Magic Online League and you play versus the same matchup 3 times? What? We're suffering an Omnath? We're suffering an Omnath? We're playing Leyland Binding here. Okay. But now they shuffled the Omnath, so that's pretty neat for us. We are going to take a lot of damage this game. Well, we are really going to learn how to play the 4-color matchup. That's the whole thing here, which traditionally has been a good matchup. We have seen how to lose it, which is like they interact with you and they have an Omnath and that's it. And we have seen how to win it, that is like you just resolve all your burn spell to their face and they never get back to you because they don't have counter spells or anything. I'm going to suspend this and play another Eidolon. Good thing is we have a lot of lands that cycle, a lot of the cycling lands, horizon lands or whatever you want to call them. So that's neat for us because it's going to make it so that we have enough fire. Problem is, like, usually that's necessary when you're like grinding, right? You're trading resources and so on. And you don't want this matchup to be about that. This is like, if you go read Michael Flores article, right? Finding the 3 gears of Modern Barn, which is a great article. It's nice. It's very long, very worthy. Could have been less. It's a lot of an article, but it's pretty neat. So you should totally go check it if you're interested in playing Barn. But basically the idea is like one of the gears of Barn is landing all of your spells. And in this matchup, it's totally about that. It's not you don't have to grind, you don't have to do anything. You just have to make sure your spells resolve. And they kind of do that for you. The moment they don't play counter spells in the main deck, they put you in a position where, well, it's easy to land your spells. So it's not about, hey, I need extra redraws for my lands, because if I just bolt you, you are going to die. The problem is, if we are playing creatures and we are playing cards that are susceptible to a grinding game, well, that's when we don't really want. That's where we don't want to be. I think they have an Omnath in hand. I think they fed. Do you have the 4th reprieve? What? Okay, this is the Omnath. We're not beating that, right? Maybe I should have kept out the Boros Charm. The problem is, like, Boros Charm doesn't beat this. They just... With double Boros Charm you can beat it, but not with one. Four reprieves to buy time until you get Omnath. That's the plan, right? Like now, here, that's what I was saying. Like, we couldn't land our spells. Like, we were playing creatures that were being destroyed, that were being countered, whatever. I'm going to do the same thing. We have done this 3 times. It has worked in the past, so let's do it again. But here in this game, if instead of those creatures that have been dealt with, we will have played more lightning bolts and lava spikes, especially spells that were more efficient, so they couldn't have been reprieved at a tempo gain, we will have won. But we had stupid Eidolons and stupid Goblin guys that were answered very easily, and that sucked. Could probably have sequenced differently, I guess. We're going to do a very strange thing, which is play a tap land, turn 1, Because I want to go Lightning Ball Skewer turn 2. Most surely. So this is not the most common play pattern, but like this is a lot of damage in our hand, right? This is 6 and 3, 9 plus 8, that's 17 already. We just draw another 3 mana spell. That's 20. If they take any damage, that's easier, so on and so forth. They can have a bunch of reprieves, we have seen that. Now they can tap out for a Chalice if they want. I think we're fine versus Chalice. Okay, I will play Monastery. If you have reprieve, this is a great moment to use it. If they have reprieve, I will just Boros Charm. Attack. I'm not even going to use my Lightning Helix here. I will use it in their upkeep, probably. Because this screams to me Dovin's Veto. So yeah, getting the trigger is fine, but getting them to tap out now, if they want to counter it, I think that's a lot finer. Then we go Boros Charm when they're tap out. Get 6 damage in, that's half your life total. But again, this is not about grinding, this is about getting everything there. I think that's how I see the matchup. That doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not a great Barn player. Just I have double in Barn from time to time. Okay. Deals 4 damage to you. This Bloodstained, not the best draw. Had this been like a lava spike. Pff. Okay. We are selling the monastery, that's fine. That's problematic because it means we need another spell to resolve. Another 4 mana spell to kill them. And at any point, they can have an Omnath. Which they didn't, and they cannot have an Omnath now with Boseiju Forest. I'm going to wait. There's no reason to play anything. I mean, I can Lightning Bolt now. That's interesting because if they endurance us, we lose the Exquisite Firecraft. We don't lose Exquisite Firecraft. We lose Uncontrollability, but they have chosen to shuffle their stuff back. I will fetch now and step. Okay, tap land. What is this? Red and 6. Okay, they have blue-green. They will have a counterspell of some sort. But I don't know which one. Are we only playing 2 Sacred Foundry? I'm going to hit you now. No reprieve. That monastery is staying in hand. There's no reason to play it. Another of the reasons why this matchup is good is because of the extra efficiency, of course. Like, our spells are much more efficient than theirs. Okay. I mean, I'm going to play 2 creatures, and if they do not have a Solitude, we're fine. Solitude will suck here. Will really suck, actually. So I really hope they don't have it. If they have a Solitude, I think we're dead. But them playing Solitude and attacking will have killed us anyway. Oh, shoot. That's not good. Now we are so dead. They go up to 7 and... oh, shit. Did I mess up this game? Did I just get lucky the other games and got tricked into sideboarding this way, which was terrible? Was the no creatures plan the good sideboard plan? have so many questions, so little answers. Okay, shit. I was so happy with that. Okay, let's win the last one. 3 lands. Not perfect. Could be better, could be a lot worse, of course. So yeah, let's see. Not another 4 color. I'm so tired of this. I cannot. Okay, Murtide. Ragavan, Nimble Perfer. That one is annoying. I'm going to attempt to block. If they have... Trying to block versus Ragavan historically hasn't been great. But maybe it works. So Murtide is... I do not think Murtide is a good matchup. Also, it's not supported by the very little data we have that Murtide is a good matchup. But then again, if you go read the aforementioned article, Finding the 3 Gears of Modern Burn by Michael Flores, he does say heavily that Burn has a good matchup versus Murtide, which I do not agree with at all. As a Murtide player, I do not agree with it. That said, let's try to win. It's not a terrible matchup for us. It's just not a great matchup. We have been hit by Ragavan once, that's acceptable. Did they mulligan? They only have 2 cards left. Maybe they mulligan, that always helps. Yeah, they mull to 6. Okay, taking 3 here. So the matchup is a lot worse when you have 4 Lightning Helix that they can hit with Ragavan. Is this a Murtide? That's going to be annoying. 6/6 Murtide? That's enormous. Yeah, 6/6 Murtide. Okay, we're dying fast. Like, this is a 2-turn clock. I would really like to go Searing Blaze this plus Lightning Helix it. We could do that next turn, I guess. So what I can do now is play Goblin Guide as a blocker. And also Boros Charm face. And hope that works. And they don't have a counterspell next. Okay, they may not have a counterspell. If they keep it on top, they for sure have a counterspell. They put Round Race Channel, okay, they may not have a counterspell here. Precipitation, that's not a counterspell. That's what that is almost lethal. So I mean, we do have 6 damage in hand. The problem is we cannot deploy them in time to kill them, so we have to use Lightning Helix on the Murtide. We'll go down to 4. I mean, we're not in a terrible spot. We're not in a good spot either. Oops. Oopsie. Right, I have to do this. If we had 1 more life, I would go for this and Lightning Helix the face, but going down to 3 versus active Round Race Channeler doesn't seem like a winning play. Okay, now they are 6 and we have a Revolt in hand. So Lava Spike is lethal, Lightning Bolt is lethal, Skewer the Critic is lethal. Lightning Bolt is lethal. I said that, right? I said Lightning Bolt is lethal. Yeah. Lightning Bolt was lethal. Okay, versus Murtide, I do like Exquisite Firecraft, that's a ton of damage. I don't like Eidolon actually, this is a race and Eidolon hurts us even more than it hurts them, I think. Yeah, Lightning Helix maybe is... Well, I think on the play is fine. Because you can Lightning Helix a Ragavan, I think on the draw is worse. But same goes for Eidolon, it's a lot better on the play. Especially now they don't have Fury. So maybe just like this. But now we are reducing the number of things that kill Ragavan. At that point, do we want Searing Blood? Is this better? Is this a better configuration? Yeah, I think so. Eidolon is just so tricky. Like, you think that, oh, they are preordained deck and whatever, but the problem is if they get... It really gets down to a race. That game we lost because of a race. And because Murktide, and we have no path to exile or anything versus Murktide. Which, it's not that path to exile is great versus Murktide, but at least it kills it. You know? It's something. Giving Murktide a land, the Murktide player a land, is terrible. But, what can you do? Okay, now. We have a keep in our hands. It's not the best keep in the world, but it's a keep. Also, Inspiring Vantage is very nice. Them having Inspired Bluff Canal as a land available to them is so annoying because they take even less damage. As I mentioned, this is a race. Full on race. Pium, 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 pium. Racing like I'm Dominic Toretto. Yeah, more or less. Hola. Show me what you got, opponent. Scalding Tarn. Removal spell. Scalding Tarn thingy. Removal spell. Removal spell is fine. I mean, I would have liked to have my Skewer ready. I think here I'm going for the Boros Charm. Again, get our spells to resolve seems very important. And if they have Force of Negation, 2 for 1. Value. They can dash Ragavan, that's not too late for them, using their mana that way. So we are fine with a dash Ragavan. Suspending Revel and saying go. They may have taken out some creatures, which is weird, but on the draw they are not that great. You usually take out some numbers or some number of expressive iterations, which are tough, let's say. Not going to fetch, because we have the Searing Blaze and we really need that fetch land. If this doesn't resolve, it sucks, because we cannot really play the Skewer. But also, countering this is the classic, like, if you have a counter spell and I have just played a 1 mana spell on you, what are you going to do? Are you going to spend 2 mana on 1 mana? 2 mana on 0 mana? That's right, that's Revolt. You can counter this one. Yeah, Flusterstorm, that's fine. We need to land a couple more spells, or draw another Exquisite Firecraft, and that's it. Murktide should not have a way to get back when they are in Exquisite Firecraft range. Both because they do not have life gain, and because they have no, like, reprieve, for example, as we saw. What are we doing here? Oh, I've almost forgot to turn off my auto yields. I mean, this seems to be a very obvious counterspell, but I really want to fire off my Searing Blazes. I have a lot of them. So if we draw another land, it's Searing Blaze o'clock again, so we're fine with that. Spell Pierce, okay, not counterspell. Maybe it wasn't great to do this, but I think it was fine. Especially because, like, we kind of really want to unlock this. This plus this is for damage, and they need to have another 1 mana spell, another Fluster or Pierce, which they can have up to like 5 or 6 in their deck, so that's a lot. Ooh, nice. That's nice. Getting Delirium. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it. Because now you go down to 4 and you die to Exquisite Firecraft next. Playing with Exquisite Firecraft feels so OP, like you feel so certain that nothing bad can happen to you. I'm thinking if there's something bad that could happen to us, like now our opponent's going to go, yeah, I have an answer for that. Like either gas would work. Don't have anything, please? Okay. Now on the draw is so tough. Ragavan gets so much better, and even the RC is so annoying. We don't really want the Lightning Helix. If they ever flip a Lightning Helix with Ragavan, it's over. It's over. Okay. I mean, I like this hand. I don't love it because it's a bit heavy, and we would really would like to draw a 1-mana spell. Spire Bluff Ragavan. That's a start. I'm killing it. I'm just killing it. Now you can play another one. Hopefully not with Spell Pierce. Backup. Double Spire Bluff? That feels unfair. Ledger is not fine. Wow, we're getting... Ledger is another reason why this matchup got even worse. Like, Ledger's Shredder is unbelievably good. So Searing Blood is so bad versus Ledger's Shredder. Never kills it, so you never get the damage. Ledger's Shredder is just so big, and we have such a bad hand versus it. It grows, and 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 it grows. It feels like a Hamilton song or something. I don't think we're taking action. We are waiting patiently. I made double fetch now. Pretty sure they have a bunch of counter spells in hand. We cannot really kill Ledger's Shredder while that's happening. Should I just Searing Blaze for the 3 damage and to get... Yeah, I'm going to do that. Just to get Exquisite Firecraft into my graveyard. Into my graveyard. To get the Spell Mastery. I was going to say Magecraft. That's another mechanic. So many mechanics nowadays. It's been a lot of years of MTG, and that's a lot of mechanics. I have to do this now, because if I play Monastery first, I cannot kill the thing. Okay, now I'm playing the Monastery Swiftspear. You can kill it now or whatever. But doing it the other way around didn't really work for us. Okay. We have a bunch of spells that are clunky and inefficient and we cannot really play. Versus them on 4 cards. Expressive Iteration. This sucks because they should not be able to use Expressive Iteration in this matchup. But we were put in such a reactive spot because of the Ragavan into the thingy. It's terrible. Truly. So that's a 3-3. That's unkillable with Searing Blood. And we have no way to stop the graveyard, so maybe Searing Blood sucks. If this was a Lightning Helix, at least we could kill that. Okay. Are we playing Amurta? No, we're not playing Amurta. What are we doing? I'm going to play Goblin Guide. And I'm going to attempt to kill that. Imagine this is going to get Spell Pierced. Fluster Spell Pierced, the same. This looks terrible for us. like a terrible, terrible spot for us. This is 5 damage to deal the damage. Because it has to die. The thing has to die for you to get the damage. So that's no good. The only real way I think of winning this matchup, because they are as efficient as you are, right? So you cannot go like more efficient than them. But what you can do is deprive them of a clock. So if they don't kill you and they just have a very reactive hand, then is when you can play like if it's blue-red control. The reason why blue-red control has traditionally been great for us and this isn't, is they kill you. And now this is going to be a Murtide and we're going to die. We're going to have a CT3-2 rather than a wonderful 4-1 in this league. Which sucks. My hands are so cold. So fucking cold. Oh. Okay, can you please do the thingy? We're just waiting here. We have no answers for Murtide in our deck. 0 answers for Murtide. That's not like double, triple spelling or whatever. Please, just play the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 spells in the graveyard, like. That's 9 flying power in the air. Not much we can do. We're dead. Okay, we try. I really hope the video wasn't too terrible from a technical point of view or whatever. But I will try to get this fixed as ASAP, but there's probably gonna be at least a couple more videos like this, because like I have the RC in 3 days. I don't have time to be doing stuff like researching and whatever, so please help me in the comments. Tell me any advice, or even if it's like a recommendation on a very nice screen, that will work too. Okay, see you tomorrow.